So soul contract, friends, the stage which is in between lifetimes, between your last life and between the present life. There's an in between life stage. In the last lifetime, when you vacated your body and you went into this in between state, which is called also life between life states. And here, when you vacate the body, we meet our spirit guides. We meet few council of elders who are the ascended masters, and these are very wise, highly evolved beings, loving beings who guide us, who helps us to go through the whole soul review of our whole past life review. With their guidance, it's like a movie. We will see the whole review of your past life, and then they'll help us propose a plan, and they'll give us a choice for the next birth, for a next lifetime, how we want to take the birth. And when they propose a plan, this plan is never imposed on us. It is a very loving and a very, very intuitive process. And then they'll also tell you, they will also give you a choice. If you feel that this next lifetime, which the plan which they're proposing, which is like the best for our evolution, and if you think that it is very challenging, you don't want to take so many challenges, or you want to take more challenges and you want to accelerate faster, then they will allow you to make the modifications in your plan. So again, there also the free will is existing. You are in a state of, you are still given a free will to choose your plan. And if you decide, no, these are too many challenges, I don't want to accelerate so fast and I want to take it easy, again, they will help you modify your plan, make it easy, and that's how you can choose your family, your which family you want to born in, whether you want to born as a rich or a poor. So everything is your own choice. Only thing is, when you are in that stage, that stage of soul planning, you are very detached. You are very detached from the role, because you take it only as a role for your growth. You don't think it so seriously. But once we come here, we'll wonder why would you born in a poor family? We'll obviously choose a rich family. But from the soul's perspective, you don't think like that. You think what is more important for your growth, for your evolution. And that's how you choose your birth, which family you want to born in, which condition you want to born in. Most of the time, you want to take birth to cultivate around 30 divine virtues of the soul. These 30 divine virtues of the soul you want to learn and imbibe in your next lifetime, and sharpen the skills, grow and accelerate your learnings in the next lifetime. From the soul's perspective, that is the challenge. Once you know that you will be able to learn that will give you more satisfaction. And from the soul's perspective, you don't mind choosing any challenges, any contrast situations, any limitations in your life. Sometimes you are born with some physical disability. From the soul's perspective, you don't see it as a problem. You feel if that is important for your learning, you don't mind choosing that. So, but however, as I told you before, even for the pre-birth planning also, you are given a free will. And so at that stage also there is a free will. And when we are born, when we descend down into the earth, into this plane of density, even then you can your learning, and with accelerated learning you can change your soul contract. Always a blueprint, it's always a probability, and anything which is a probability can be changed by a free will, can be changed by a law of attraction. So that's how pre-birth planning and free will always intersect. When we come down in this three-dimensional reality as your human life form, we always are given a free will, and they'll always keep intersecting at every stage of our life. But again, the free will always have more power over the soul contract. You can always change the soul contract with your free will, with your accelerated learning. With that free will, the healings or the learnings can be fast forwarded or delayed. So friends, these are the, let me share with you a few of these 30 divine virtues we want to learn as part of the soul contract. It could be more, it could be less, but broadly I've classified into these 30 virtues for which you want to come and take a life form. So one is faith, trust, acceptance, compassion, courage, kindness, self-love, unconditional love, to experience peace, joy, gratitude, empathy, patience, self-referencing, sharing, reverence for life, cooperation, harmony, balance, open-heartedness, humility, spirituality, gentleness, self-control, perseverance, attentiveness, generosity, coming to a greater knowingness of one's own strength and power, and forgiveness. So broadly, these are the 30 divine virtues which the soul wants to choose the next lifetime, and it will choose few of the predominant lessons which it has not learned in terms of this virtue as a guideline. What are the lessons which it did not learn? They will choose that learning in the next lifetime, and whatever is the predominant virtue which is absolutely missing, they will try to choose that in the next lifetime. I want to share a few facts about soul contracts. Soul contract is not any agreement. It's not like any written agreement which you make with somebody. It's more intuitive process. It's a process with the guidance of your spirit guides you make with other souls. And then when you make this contract, then you decide which family you want to take a birth in. What should be your name, your date of birth, your place of location, your soul's family, and you'll choose all your soul family which will help you to heal. And that time when you choose your soul family, it doesn't matter whether you'll choose your lover, you could even choose your enemy who will challenge you to grow faster. So even your enemy could be part of your soul's family, and maybe they were your lover in your past lifetime, but this time out of compassion they choose to be your enemy so that they can help you or they can trigger growth in you. So here life events helps you to heal. It is happening for you and not to you. So you choose all these life events which will accelerate your healing. And so that's how you choose all people, places, situations, events, circumstances into your life for your accelerated growth. And friends, when you take birth, you are not alone. You always, whenever you face any life situations or any challenging situations, you'll always get the help from your spirit guides or from the angels. They're always with you. So there's a story where a man was walking on the beach. It's called the footsteps. I hope you all, probably it's a very common story. I hope you probably all know it. So when he was walking, while he was walking, he always saw 4 footprints, 2 of his and 2 of God. But in the challenging situation, he saw only 2 footprints. So he said, God, when you were in the challenging situation, the God said, I took you in my arms. And that's why you saw only 2 footprints. And that was of me, the God. God is telling to the Son. So friends, whenever you're in a challenging situation, you are always taken care of and you are always connected to the divine source. In fact, Rumi said, it is through the wounds that the light of God enters. So your connection to your God is deepest when the horizon is darkest. That's why most of the people grow during the challenges times. Most of the people grow through the spiritual awakening when they face through some life challenges, when they face some darkest moments. It is that time when they become so humble, they want to look within. That is the time they explore spirituality or meditation, and that becomes a tool. That very crisis or the very challenges becomes a tool for the spiritual awakening. And that's why crisis always creates opportunity. Problems are always opportunity in disguise. So problems and opportunities that way are only 2 sides of the same coin. So it is up to us how we perceive that problem. And that's why there are no problems. Either they are opportunities or they are lessons. Even if you have made mistakes, it's only a lesson. It's not something which you need to feel guilty or shameful about. You also choose your own death. A lot of times, so you decide your exit points when you want to vacate your body. And your exit points are never fixed. There could be 3 or 4 exit points during one lifetime. And based on that, and during that lifetime, whether you have learned the lessons as per your blueprint, as per your soul contract or not, or whether you need some more time to learn the lessons, you will choose the soul, your own soul, through your free will choose whether you want to exit at that point or not. Sometimes as per the soul blueprint, maybe you're destined to vacate your body at the age of say 60, but you have a choice to maybe bypass that exit point, and maybe then comes the next exit point, maybe it's 72. So you can bypass the exit point and delay your time of departure, or delay your time of vacating the body. However, said from the soul's perspective, There's no challenge in vacating the body. If they feel that they have learned all the life lessons, completed their journey of this lifetime, they will feel free to vacate the body, because from the soul's perspective, it's only a journey, it's only a growth, it's only an evolution. There's no death. They understand that the soul is eternity. It's only like changing the robe. So there's a quote by Rumi: I died as a mineral, I became a plant. I died as a plant, I became an animal. I died as an animal, I became a human. So where was I less by dying? So from the soul's perspective, death is always growth, it's always continuity, it's always progression. You don't see death as a tragedy or something, the way we perceive death. You choose a lot of synchronicities in your life. You, as per your soul's contract, you will choose different situations at different ages. At different age, you will choose who will come into this life, and you choose at, you say, suppose you choose your life partner. So probably at the age of 25, you want to meet your life partner, and so that's how you choose different situations in your life. So from the physical life perspective, they'll come very unplanned. It will come like a synchronicities, like serendipity, surprises, wonderment, and you'll be amazed. But that is still a part of the soul contract. And any time, as I told you before, you can break a soul contract as per your understanding, as per your choice, whether you want to accelerate faster or whether you want to delay your stage of evolution. You can break a soul contract. The faster you learn the lessons of life, as per the soul contract, even though you plan challenging life situations, but the spirit does not want, the highest guides does not want you to go through the challenges if you already learned the lessons. If you already learned the lessons, then you will not. Then you can transcend your karma. Then you don't need to go through life challenges. Then you can bypass the challenge, and that's why meditation is a great tool to actually transcend so many of your challenges and to accelerate your soul's growth as per as soul's evolution. Because once you transcend all these fear-based emotions, then you are no more acting from those emotions, from those survival-based states. And when you are in the state of pure connection with your spirit guides, with your spirit, with your with the source, then you are only acting out of love, joy, compassion, and then from that, when you are acting out of that emotional state, then you will make the right choices. If you are making the right choices, then you will not choose the challenging situations in your life, or you will not draw this challenging situation in your life, because it is no more needed for your growth. However, if you have not learned any situations, or if you have not learned any lessons, which is a part of your blueprint, then you may even repeat many challenges. You may even repeat many life challenges. The same challenges will keep repeating. You repeat what you don't repair. So that's how we plan our life challenges in our life, and that's how you can decide whether to break the soul contract or to continue with your soul contract. And with this understanding, you can also clear karmic debt. As I told you, with meditation or with your spiritual understanding, you can accelerate or clear karmic debt much, much faster. Next topic is 3 layers of the soul. As a spirit, we have 3 layers. First layer is of spirit self. This is the self which is I am that, which is all wise, all love, which is eternal, which is pure joy, pure bliss, pure love. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that, Tattvamasi. So this is that spirit self. So we are all part of the same speck of consciousness. At one layer of a soul is that spirit. And then second layer of the soul is the soul self. This is the realm of becoming. This is, you identify that, okay, yourself, this is, you understand duality. So where your soul is different, you are different, I am different. So like when you're doing the soul contract, you understand that there are 2 different souls, there are 3 different souls, there are 50 different souls. You understand that separation now. You understand that, so at one level you are the spirit self, but at the second level you are the soul self. Here you enter the spirit, the state of duality, in that you come into the realm of separation, the realm of becoming. And third is to experience that realm of becoming, to experience that duality. This is the third layer of the soul, which is the personality self. You descend down in this 3D dimensional density to experience matter, to experience different experience in your life. Because now you want to transform your knowing or your understanding into felt experiences. It's like you're sitting in a room which is fully white room. You're also wearing white clothes. Your whole body color is white. How do you know the difference? It's only if it's a different color. So suppose the red color comes in, blue color comes in. Only then you know the difference, or only then you understand. When you feel that sometimes as a soul you feel that, oh, I have all the knowingness now, I have all the wisdom. But unless you experience that, unless you choose the challenges in your life, unless you come down the three-dimensional reality, you will not know whether you have actually gained that wisdom or not. And that's why you want to come in this physical lifetime, in this physical three-dimensional reality, to take a test of your knowingness, to take the test of your wisdom. So knowledge without experience is philosophy, and experience without knowledge is ignorance. But experience with knowledge is wisdom, it's evolution. So that's why soul wants to come. So the same principle applies in the soul's journey also, and that's why soul wants to come in this physical lifetime, in this physical plane of three-dimensional earth, to experience that knowingness as a felt experience, so that it can turn that into a wisdom. And so these are the three spirits of the three layers of the soul. And so you are the personality, at the same time you are your higher soul, at the same time you are the spirit self, all knowingness. And that's why Rumi said, you are a drop in the ocean and the ocean itself. You are both at the same time. You are the waves and the ocean together. So you are both separation, and at the same time you are that oneness. That's why once you experience that enlightened state, you don't feel any separation, because you're connected to your spirit self. So we are governed by three laws of creation. So first law is law of karma, which is a pre-birth planning which you take. Then one is law of incarnation, where you take multiple lifetimes, where we are eternal beings. We never die. We only change our robes for our growth and learning. And as per our law of karma, we decide during the pre-birth planning stage, we decide what you want to take birth as what role you want to play. You decide your whole blueprint. And third is law of attraction, where the free will comes in, where what you feel, as I've told you before, how you think and how you feel, broadcast an electromagnetic signature into the quantum field, and with that you draw that event in your life. Your feelings, your thoughts are electric and the feelings are magnetic, and with that you draw that event in your life. So friends, here once you take your birth into the physical life, your law of attraction and law of karma will always intersect with each other. Your free will and your pre-birth planning will always intersect with each other. They'll always intersect. Maybe even though you may be going through great feelings, but in spite of that you face some life challenges, because it is a part of your soul contract. So you wonder, why am I facing these challenges, even though I am so loving, all pervasive, full of love, compassion, lack of any judgment, and all giving, no attachments. Even though you have all these virtues, even then sometimes you face life challenges, and you wonder, why did you face these life challenges? So friends, there it is a part of the soul contract, and that's why you face the life challenges. However, how you respond to the life challenge, again the free will come into picture. So that's how your free will and your law of karma will always intersect at different stages of your life. So what is law of karma? So law of karma is a feedback system of the actions given by our own self. So whatever actions we have taken, so as per the law of attraction, now it will come back to us. So that's a feedback system. So karma is a neutral phenomena, as everything is merely a perception. So from the sense of the soul, any karma is a neutral phenomena. And that's why you say all situations are fundamentally neutral. It is through our perception of good or bad, we buy that experience, or we invite that experience into our reality. So friends, that's why karma is a complete neutral phenomena. It is what one perceives as good, other may perceive it as bad. So it is totally depending on our perception. And if you perceive it as bad, then accordingly we think it's a bad karma. And that's how we draw more of that reality into our life. With that attention, with our intention, with that understanding, we buy that experience into our life. So, from the perspective of law of karma, the assessment of the action is done by the soul. Always, it's always we assess during the in-between lifetimes. We always assess our last life, and that's how we design our next life. And that's how the blueprint of our life is created on the basis of law of karma. And thus, the law says whatever you experience on that basis, you will sow the seeds. So that's why it's called what you sow is what you reap. So that is as per the law of karma. And our experience of life is not determined by our life plan, rather than how we respond to that plan. So even though we have planned that life as per the soul contract, but our experience of life is determined by how we respond to that life plan. It is through our perception of good or bad, we decide whether it was bad or it was a good situation. So it's always a free will, and that's why Buddha said pain is inevitable, but suffering is always optional. So it is always optional. So suffering always results from the story you tell yourself. Whatever story you draw around that situation, whatever situation has happened, you create a story, you fabricate a story on that situation, and based on your story to determine whether it is suffering or not. So like during COVID times, for some people it's a boon. They are saying it's the best time of their life. It's awesome. They've learned so much. In spite of challenges, they've learned so much. They've grown. But for some people, the COVID is like a most crisis moment. They are like, oh shit, what is happening in their life? When did this moment pass away? The same situation, two people can have a different perception. The same earth, the same planet could be a hell for somebody, and the same planet could be a heaven for somebody. The very same environment, somebody can perceive it as wow, as a great place for learning, or somebody can perceive it as a tough or a challenging or a very, very bad or troubled situation. So friends, healing is born out of awareness. That awareness is that moment of choice before your mind created that story. That 5 seconds, that 10 seconds you have before that your mind conjuring that story, that is where the healing happens. The moment you bring that awareness into that life, that I am an eternal being, I am connected from the source, you heal yourself and you don't get drawn into your old pattern. You don't get drawn into the suffering psychology. So false beliefs changes as and when your feeling changes. So when your feeling changes, now you are acting out of the new understanding. Because our emotions are nothing but the record of your past. And when you change your emotions, when you change your feeling, now you're acting out of a new understanding with a new awareness. And that's why meditation plays a key important role in transcending your emotional state, so that you act out of the new choice, out of the new awareness. And rather than acting from victim consciousness or a sense of judgment, which creates separation, you'll act completely from you always see any situation from the lens of the source. How would Buddha see it? How is Jesus see it? You'll see from that eyes. Because then you'll understand, because separation creates fear. All this victim consciousness, guilt, shame, and the fear creates the problem. So once you learn how to release the resistance, then the resistance will turn into acceptance. Acceptance will then turn into receptivity, and the receptivity grows into an embrace. So embrace is then transformed into gratitude for the experiences, whatever experiences that you have learned. You will have so much of gratitude. Even for the crisis, you will have so much of gratitude, because even though you have faced some challenging situation in your life, but even in spite of the challenges, you will have immense gratitude, because the challenges helped you to open your heart and expand yourself as souls. So here I'll go a little more deep into karma. There are two aspects of karma. So one aspect of karma is balancing, and second is releasing. So karma is also a set of false belief of oneself and the world. As I told you before, karma is neutral, but then we set a false belief of oneself and the world. and you start believing in fear and separation. But once the soul realizes its true nature, which is a pure divinity, and you become one with your spirit self, you liberate yourself from the clutches of the karma, from the cycles of the karma. You liberate quite easily from the bonds of the karma. So friends, karma is two aspects. One is balancing and another is releasing. So what is balancing? So karma is not like any cosmic debt which you need to repay, but it is a lack or absence of any balanced experience in your life. So in your past life, say if you had a disabled child and you were a mother, so you spent all your life taking care of that child, and you spent all your life giving care. So you could not experience receiving care. So maybe there was an imbalanced experience in your consciousness. So maybe in this lifetime you will decide that okay, you will be born as a disabled child or a child you want to be taken care of. So you will choose to be a disabled child so that you experience all the care, all the love from your parents. So you may decide to switch roles. So in the life review, when you decide it very dispassionately or very without any attachment, you will choose to switch roles. So this is how karma is. So karma is not necessarily that you have done something wrong or something bad. So a lot of times you carry a lot of phobias in our life. Sometimes you have a fear of water, or a fear of enclosed spaces, or fear of flying, or fear of heights, or fear of fire. Or fear of some animal. So we are carrying these phobias. So maybe in your past lifetime you died drowning in water. So that's why you have so much of fear of water in this lifetime. So that does not mean because you have fear of water or a phobia of water, you did anything bad, you did anything bad karma. But when you died in your past lifetime, while dying, you as a cellular memory, you imbibe that fear, and that memory of being in water, you perceived it as a bad memory. Your perception became very bad at the time of vacating your body, and it became a part of your cellular memory. So it became a part of your soul memory. So now when you are born again, you are carrying that same cellular memory in your consciousness. It is very embedded. It is imprinted in your consciousness. So when it is so strongly in your consciousness, the life you'll come, if you're carrying this as a fear or a phobia, you will draw more of the life challenges which will trigger those fear and phobia, so that you can overcome that fear and phobia, so that you can heal those challenges, so that you can heal those fears or phobias. So that does not mean you're attracting these challenges because of any bad karma, because it was an unlearned or an unfinished business, which is the lesson which you still need to learn, or you need to overcome emotional imprint, that resistance which you need to overcome. And that's why we are drawing that situation into your life. And that's why if you overcome your fear or phobia faster, then you will not draw those the challenging situation because you don't need any challenging situation now to overcome it further. You already release it from your consciousness. So that's how, friends, karma is not necessarily a bad thing which you have done in your past life. It is something which you need to learn, or some resistance which you need to overcome, or which you need to balance through our life lessons. Now the second aspect of the karma is releasing. So releasing happens when the underlying cause is resolved. Whichever the underlying cause through which you created that karma is resolved, then the releases happen. So suppose if you have a phobia of water, and if you have overcome this phobia of water in this lifetime, then you may not need to draw the challenges to life situations which will challenge you to overcome the fear of water. Or it could be anything. It could be a financial lack, or scarcity consciousness, or any life situations. Fear is not an enemy. Actually, it's a compass pointing to the area where you need to grow. So whichever thing which you fear, that means that is the area where you need to grow, which you need to overcome until you become. And it is through our perception of good or bad that we buy that experience, and we invite that experience into our reality. So friends, our experience of life is not determined by our life plan, rather than how we respond to that plan. This is how I've covered the two aspects of the karma, the balancing and the releasing. And once you release that karma, once you overcome that resistance, then you are free from that karma. Once you overcome it, it will really open your heart, expand yourself as an expanded consciousness. And you liberate so much of energy. Once you, any healing happens, any release happens of your past karma, you release so much of energy, and this now the same energy is available to create your new future. Now I'll come to the last aspects of the soul contract. So as per the soul contracts, so these are the key events which you plan as per your soul contracts. So like any kind of physical illness, most of the physical illness or a chronic illness could be a part of a soul contract. You'll wonder, why do we plan a illness? So why do we plan physical illness as part of the soul contract? Or why do we plan to be born as a handicap, or a deaf or a blind, or to give birth to a handicapped children? Why would we plan such kind of challenging situations as a part of the soul contract? Sometimes we are born, we choose as a part of the soul contract to carry some kind of drug addiction or alcoholism, or at a very early stage, you can choose that you will lose some death of a loved one. So for me, I realized that it was a part of my soul contract to lose my father at a very early stage of my life. So you plan your soul contract. It could be miscarriages, abortions. You choose your pets. Even you choose your pets as part of the soul contract. Which pet you'll keep it as a pet at what stage of your life. Sometimes you choose to be a caregiver. You choose abusive relationships in your life. Sometimes you blame other person for your abusive relationship, but sometimes as a part of the soul contract, you choose that person to experience that abusive relationship in this current lifetime. And sometimes you choose your spiritual awakening as part of the soul contract. At this age of the life, you will go into meditation, or you will meet some guru or guide or teacher, or maybe you'll read some book which will help you into a spiritual awakening. And sometimes you adoption, sometimes you are being adopted, or you adopt some children in your life. So again, it is a part of your soul contract. Sometimes you can choose poverty or richness, wealth, again part of the soul contract. Sometimes you experience, you go through suicide or rape. All that is a part of the soul contract. Any kind of mental illness, being incest, your sexuality, your gender, whether you're a caregiver, just taking care of people around you, or a healer. All this is part of the soul contract, friends. Now, from the soul's perspective, you'll wonder, why will we plan so many challenges but from the soul's perspective, we plan challenges and life experiences so that we can grow. In terms of, say, phobia is the energy of unresolved trauma. So, or a judgment we have of that situation. When we were vacating that body, when we were dying, we took it as a trauma. So now we have developed that phobia. Once you overcome that phobia, once you resolve that unresolved trauma, or it could be kind of guilt or shame or anger or blame, once we overcome that, then we don't need to go through those situations. For that, you may even choose an alcoholic father or somebody as alcoholic in your family, and so that even that will give you opportunity for you to heal or to draw into a spiritual awakening. Sometimes you can choose a life of a victim or a perpetrator so that they can accelerate your spiritual growth. All these life challenging situations actually help us to break your heart open, and then the person is more kind, more gentle, more humble, more loving. And the more ambitious the soul is, the more life challenging situations you'll plan in your life. So you plan wounds to catalyze great healings. And with repeated life challenges, your soul is trying to draw your attention for your spiritual awakening. So suffering is a potent healing mechanism. Even though we dislike or resist suffering, it can lead us to a great healing. It is through the wounds that the light enters, said Rumi. So friends, also growth process is not linear. Sometimes you plan easy life so that you can take more time for your growth. You can take more lifetimes for your growth. So you don't want too many challenges in one life. Or sometimes you can plan a very challenging life for a faster growth, faster evolution. And friends, one thing is common during all this, all the life's birth, is that you want to be in service to others. Service to others is an accelerated path of a spiritual evolution. So at every lifetime, you will plan some points where it is giving you an opportunity to be a service to others. But it is always again a free will whether you want to choose that path or not. Because through the service to others, so that if you take that opportunity, you can actually accelerate your spiritual growth. And from the soul's perspective, it is not others. It is service to seemingly others. It is actually service to your own self. Service to others is in order to foster the expansion of oneself and one's own evolution. You are actually, by doing service to others, you are actually doing service to yourself. So it is seemingly others, but because you, from the life perspective, from the earth perspective, you think it is separate. You experience separation. You think it's somebody's others, but actually, when you are serving others, you are serving yourself. When you give, you receive. When you teach, you learn. So the highest good of yours is in service of others. However, service to others leads you to a point where you don't want to be in excessive focus on your own self. Even when the focus is on spiritual advancement, it is important also, while you are focusing on your own spiritual growth, it is also important to serve others. Because if only you are focusing on your own growth, so in a way it also actually slows one's own evolution. So a combination of your own spiritual evolution at the same time in being service to others is the best combination. Because by doing service to others itself is an act of loving kindness. So there has to be a right balance, and that's why when all the teachers, once they attain evolution or they attain enlightenment, so while they are also still work in progress, they are still teaching others, they are still helping others to evolve. So that's why Buddha always say follow a middle path. Don't go into one extreme self. If you are only focusing on only teaching, then that time also you are not focusing on your own learning. If you are focusing on only your own spiritual growth, then you also need to help others grow by being service to others in one form or the other.